Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So today is another episode of what's in the store. We're going to be taking a look at the 4 new pieces in the store, all insanely affordable and quite true to how it all began, because there's going to be a couple of Citizen Eagle 7s in there, very fairly priced, and they look great. One of them has got box papers, the whole lot, even the outer packaging with the date that correlates to that actual reference on the watch, which is insane. So I hope you all enjoy. Okay, so let's get into today's 4 watches. As I said, we've got 2 Citizen Eagle 7s and we have 2 very cool Accurist watches as well. So it's going to be a really interesting episode. This is where it all began for me with my first ever watch. It was an automatic Citizen Eagle 7, which I still own, and a state of the collection video is coming soon, so keep an eye out for that. So what we'll jump into first is the most interesting one on the board right now, because it's in a box, and whenever you get a vintage watch in a box, it's always good fun. So let's take a closer look. So before we open the box, let's have a look at the box, because it actually has a sticker on which is 08-10-93, which indicates 1993. So after checking the references of the actual watch, the watch does date to 1993, but actually it dates to September 1993, so 1 month before this sticker was apparently put on, which is really interesting because that could be a sale ticket of some sort. So that's super cool to have the outer packaging, the original outer packaging for the watch, and then to have the actual original packaging for a Citizen Eagle 7 is always nice. Now I've had quite a few of these boxes over the past. I actually have one currently for my Citizen Eagle 7 that I have right now, but this one has got something I've never seen before. So for those of you that have been keeping an eye on the website, you'll see that I had sold a new old stock Citizen Eagle 7 a little while ago, and it had the box and everything. The watch was all yellow gold, similar to this one. It was absolutely perfect. I'll put a picture up on screen, but it didn't have all this stuff, which is super cool. So let me show you this first. So what you have right here, you have the guarantee and instructions, which unfortunately hasn't been stamped by the retailer. I'm not too sure why, but obviously it would have said 1993 more than likely, and it'd have had all this, so that's super cool. It has the instruction manual as well, which again, super cool, and a hand tag. I have never seen one with the hand tag, but this one being from 1993, it's not like super old, so this is more of the recent one, but very cool. Now let's get onto the watch, the actual interesting part. It has 4 spare links at the bottom there, and all of the images are on the website, so go check that out. It's kibblewatches.co.uk. So this is the watch up close. Now this is an all yellow gold Citizen Eagle 7 on a Jubilee bracelet, which is how it originally came. And again, it has the full bracelet with all the links, and it being yellow gold, it has got some wear and tear. I'll be completely honest, the gold is starting to wear off in a few sections, and there are some sort of general wear and tear marks on the watch, but nothing extreme at all, and you can totally wear this one today and it will look absolutely great. As you can see, red Sunday, always a cool little thing, and the little Eagle 7 there. Let's move the hands out of the way so you can see that. Probably my most favourite part of these watches, that little Eagle 7, just looks absolutely great. And let me show you on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. It's currently sized to be quite loose on me, and with 4 extra links it should fit almost everyone's wrist. Super cool watch, clasp working nicely as well, nice and tight, which is always good with these vintage watches. Pops open with a nice snip and a snap. So grab this one whilst it's still available. Now before we dive on to the next watch, let me cover the case diameter and everything like that, which will be the exact same for the other Eagle 7 we have here. It's got a 36mm case size, a 10mm thickness, 44mm lug to lug, and 20mm lugs, which means it's very versatile on most wrists, especially if you're comfortable wearing 36mm, which I definitely am. My current most modern and awesome watch, the Tudor Black Bay 36, is 36mm and very similar in terms of design and style. My original Citizen Eagle 7 actually looks like this, but just with a white dial and on a Jubilee. Super cool. Anyway, let's move on to the next watch. Okay, now the next watch is a two-tone Citizen Eagle 7, which is in overall very good condition. Again, because it is gold plated, the gold plating is starting to wear, and it does have a few signs of wear. There is a little ding in the crystal there at 1, which I've photographed on the website, so you can go see that in more detail. The clasp is working again very nicely, just like the other one. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have any spare links. So what I have got is a clasp extender for those of you with a bigger wrist than myself, because right now it will, in all honesty, only fit a wrist of 6 3/4 inch. But with that clasp extender, it should fit a bit more, because the clasp extender will add that much. So this one is super cool, especially with that jet black dial. There's nothing better on a two-tone watch, especially with a Jubilee. But this one actually dates to June 1985, so a bit older than this one, and still in very, very good condition. This is why I love the Eagle 7s. You can see that little Eagle 7, and the design really didn't change throughout the years. You know, even if you've got one from the 70s, one from the 80s, or one from the 90s, which in my current sort of safe, I do have all, one from the 70s, one from the 80s, and one from the 90s, which is just super, super cool. So grab this whilst it's still available, very fairly priced considering condition and everything like that. And now we're moving on to the two Vintage Accurist. Now, Accurist is a very interesting company because it's actually an English company at its roots, and they used to make really, really cool watches. Now they're a bit more of a fashion brand, but it means their vintage watches have become super affordable, and how cool they are, I think they're worth every single penny. So what we'll do, we'll start with this one first, which is the Accurist Anti-Magnetic, as I've called it, and it has one of the most interesting dials I've seen in quite a while. It almost looks like it's been painted. Super, super cool. It's got this like nice brushed effect, like aged metal. Very, very cool. The hands are super nice as well, nice sharp sword style hands. The loom has definitely aged up and is even loom all around, with the loom pips around the dial. Nice second hand as well, and as you can see, anti-magnetic right there with sort of like a cross down the straight of the dial to separate the two sides and the two finishes. Now inside this watch is a 21 jewel manual wound Accurist movement, which means I believe it dates from the 1970s, and according to the case back, it's super waterproof. But I would not trust it as a vintage watch, so just wear it as you'd wear any other vintage watch. But really, really cool watch overall, and I love the design of these lugs, the way they slope down to the end of the lugs and the way they connect to the case. Really, really nice, and it just gives a very nice wrist presence. So here it is on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. It just looks amazing. It would make for a really great dress watch, especially with how thin it is. So the dimensions of this one are 35mm, so 1mm smaller than the 36, 9mm thick, and you've got 44mm lug to lug, so the same lug to lug as the Citizen Eagle 7, which means it's quite a long watch for its case size, which means it wears a lot nicer on larger wrists as well, and 20mm lugs. And to finish off today's episode, we have one of my favourites that's been sitting in my safe for a little while, and I've worn it a couple of times as well. Now, I'll be completely honest, it is a base metal case, so as you can see, the base metal is starting to wear away on the sides, but you know what? It still looks super cool, and the price I'm offering this at, I think, is super fair for how awesome of a watch this is. But anyway, this one dates from the 1960s, and that's based on the 15 jewel movement inside, which is photographed and looks awesome. And on the case back right here, you can see it says London made and BWC. Now, I don't really know what that is. If any of you guys do, let me know down in the comments, because I have sold a watch and I might be having another one come in soon from BWC, the brand, and I'm wondering whether there's a connection between the two. But as far as brands go, I'm pretty sure Accurist never worked with BWC, as far as I'm aware, so let me know if you do know. Also, this one has beautiful blued hour and minute hands with a striking red seconds hand, which just contrasts against that patina dial. Really, really nice, especially with the center being quite clean and the outside obviously showing a lot more age. It just gives that contrast, which is super cool, with hours around, and then you've got a minute track along the inside as well. As you can see, Swiss made there at the bottom, which is kind of hidden under the domed acrylic crystal, which is in overall good condition. Let me show you this on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. This definitely is a smaller watch, but you know what? I still think it has a great wrist presence. It's 32mm case size, 10mm thick, 41mm lug to lug, and 16mm lugs. So you're getting a real military vibe with this watch, and obviously based on the design, I would say that's what they were going for altogether. But super cool offering this week. I really, really hope you like everything on here, and I'm sure there's something to suit all of you. You've got nice gold, a two-tone, and then really cool dress models. So go pick them up. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.